Decorating Pages is a podcast dedicated to taking you behind the scenes of the designs of your favorite TV shows and films. Each episode, I'll be sharing design stories from some of Hollywood's most famous sets. Interviews from set decorators, production designers, directors, and actors about creating the look of TV and film, about their design inspirations, and stories that take sets from page to screen. Hello, and welcome to Decorating Pages. I am your host, Kim Wanup. How's it going? 3. I got out 3 this week. I am very proud of myself. I don't know if I've done 3 in a while. It's a lot. It's a lot. But today is the first day of Emmy voting. So today's episode is costume designer Kirston Mann for wardrobe on the show Loot, which is a really cute, funny show on Apple TV, starring Maya Rudolph, and it's in its second season. And the costumes were fantastic the first season and even better in the second. So I am very excited to speak with her because I'm also friends, and I've worked with her on Parks and Rec, and we did the Brooklyn Nine-Nine pilot. She stayed on with that, I believe. I didn't. And then The Good Place and the movie Moxie, and just recently A Classic Spy, which comes out on Netflix, I believe, this fall. So always, always, always so glad when we reunite, and it feels so good. Because it's part of the Mike Schur universe, and it's just great to be with good people, and she is one of them. So I have that coming up. What else? I wanted to say with the first day of voting that also yesterday I read off the Set Decorator Society nominations. There's in the past 2-3 months, I have at least 8 interviews with those nominees. If anyone is looking to vote for in SDSA, you can also listen to the podcasts of these nominated decorators and designers. And also, I have the YouTube videos if you want to visually see the work. It's on the Decorating Pages podcast YouTube channel. So yeah, gave myself a little bit more work. Been trying to pump up that YouTube. So yeah, check it out. Very excited also to be nominated. I can't say that enough, that it was surprising, because that fantasy category is a really good one. Yeah, it's a doozy. So I'm still very shocked that I'm kind of shocked that we were nominated, because there's a lot of competition in fantasy. So anywho, yes, today is the first day of Emmy voting also. So if you are an Emmy voter, go to Emmy.com and get onto your dashboard, and there's directions there on how to vote. So do it. I also want to encourage, since I am the governor of our peer group of the art director set decorators, I really do want to encourage people to vote for the work that you see, and maybe not just your friends. Like, we all want to vote for our friends, but we also want to vote for the work. So we're really trying to just take a peek. It is so easy on the Emmy dashboard to every FY for your consideration is there. Every network, Apple, Hulu, Amazon, CBS, Paramount, Showtime, everyone has their programs listed right there, and it's like, here, copy the code, hit this button, go over to the page, and just check out you know, I'm trying to think of a show, Shogun. Just check out that, just see what they've done. Just check it out if you haven't seen it. You don't have to watch the whole thing, but just see what other people are doing before you vote. And also, in our variety category, we do have an offset website that gives you set photos, and we're hoping to make that for all categories eventually, but right now we have it for variety, so you can see which episodes and sets you are voting on. So I always encourage that. So thank you, any Emmy voters listening. Everyone else, you could play along at home. You could keep a scorecard. You can vote and see what happens. See if your favorites get nominated. I think those nominations come out mid-July. So yeah. Well, since I have had 2 episodes already this week, I've given you everything that I'm watching. I haven't watched anything else because I haven't had any time. I thought maybe I'd quickly take you through a day in the life of a set decorator, of a prepping a show decorator, and a mom, and a podcaster, and a Emmy governor. My 4 jobs. So I wake up, I would say, probably a little bit before 6 a.m. Take the dog for a walk quickly. It's nice, though. I kind of really like it, clears my head a little bit to get out there with the dog. And then I come in, make some awesome lunches, I must say, and some good breakfasts. Yeah, I make a good breakfast. My breakfast game is pretty strong, I'd have to say. Pancakes, waffles, eggs, egg in a hole, egg in a cup, breakfast burritos. I can do it. And then I wake them up and I give them kisses. And then I get them ready for school. I'm checking emails. If any texts come in, I hope not, but that means something's wrong. And I'm only in prep, so I probably would be gone by now if we were shooting, to be honest. This is a day of prep. Um I would have done this all pretty earlier and have left by now. So, waking them up, getting them dressed. I am very lucky that my husband works from home most days and can take them to school. So, I'm out the door. I have about an hour and change commute. So, I think the least I've ever made it is probably like 50 minutes from here. So, on that commute, I'm listening to Howard Stern. I'm listening to an audiobook. I am texting through, voice command and answering texts or phone calls. Phone calls ever rarely ever come in. It's usually text messages, right? So there's that. Get to work. I check my emails. I don't have my email alert on my Apple Watch anymore. It was too much. I got to make some barriers. It's too much always buzzing on my arm, emails coming in. I can't take it. So I do emails when I get to the office. I check in with my coordinator. I check in with my lead man. What are we picking up? What are we doing? Are we dressing this? Are we dressing location? What time do I have to be there? What meetings do I have today? That's like getting ready for the day. Right now, I'm on the lot dressing my permanent sets, so it's not too bad. We don't have location work till next week. First week of shooting, of course. And then, so then for me, I need to go down the stage and dress some sets. We have been handed over 2 sets for our first day so far, and I am just chomping at the bit trying to get to them. So that's awesome. Um, and it's exciting when you get a set. And I've got my big pieces in. We've got, I give the guys a floor plan. I label things as they come in, like this is for the captain's cabin, and we have floor plans, and even I have a little thing like decorating by number sometimes. Like if I'm going to a location, like I'll print out all of the furniture and number it, and then number it on the floor plan so that if they, if they're there before me, they can rough in. We call it decorating by numbers. And so right now, though, I'm in my one set, I'm doing smalls and detail work and character work. And so that was a lot of today. And then it's lunchtime. And I really like to work through lunch, let the guys go. Construction's already gone. Everyone, grip there. They all go, and the stage gets really quiet. I can talk to myself. I can zone in to what I have to, like, this looks great, this looks dumb. Why did I pick that? God, that looks fantastic. I can talk to myself, and it's about 45 minutes alone on a set, and it's fantastic. So I usually always try to work and dress through lunch, even when they're on location. When we're on locations, a lot of time I'll say, go, just bring me something back, because I don't want to lose that time either. And again, it's great to be alone on a set. I'm sorry, mentally, as a decorator, I love that, and I'm sure a lot of other decorators do. So we did that. They did lunch, they come back from lunch, and then like even today, like if I'm spotting sconces or I spotted lights, today I spotted a lot of artwork, which is like giving heights and placement on the wall, or I've soap dispensers or things like that. If I do a lot of placements while they're at lunch, then when they come back and guys have things to do, girls have things to do, then I can go and have lunch if I need to and come back. So if you're asking, like, yeah, I do eat. Of course I eat. Look at me. So and that also gives me a break to go back to the office, check in on emails, check in with Patrick, my lead man, check in with the buyers, make selections for other sets, because I still have tons of other things to do. It's not just the set I'm working on. I have like 11 other, perm sets to work on. So it's a constant all day, really checking with buyers and did we get this? Oh, we got all that. What color was that again? And when is that coming in? So I have three buyers right now, and it's a lot. And I have a draper, and I had a tech buyer on, and it's a big show. It's a big crew to get this boat up and running, let's say. So checked in, had lunch, come back down the stage, continue on. And then I got to rough in another set, which was great, and learn that, damn, this one piece just doesn't work, and I can't make it work, and I can't make it fit. So you can't force things, and you have to learn how to edit as a decorator, and you have to know, like, God, that scale is just wrong. And it kind of sucks because you've spent money like on this piece, and then I think I have to use that somewhere else. It's beautiful. It'll get used, and it's disappointing. Or the panic of, oh man, I really thought that this lighter rug would work here, and it's not working, and I have to get it something else. So there's a lot of decision making also within dressing the sets. So then, what was that? So that's like the afternoon. And then I check in with the designer, usually part of the day, and just see how that's going. The rest of the designs. I'm working with Jamie Walker McCall right now, who is amazing and so easy to get along with, and we have a great time. So that's fun. And when you have a good designer to work with, that's always great, let's just say. And so now I go back up to the office, I check my emails, I check meeting schedules, and in a normal day I've usually had a meet. I didn't have any real meetings today, which was nice. I have like three meetings tomorrow. So that's going to be a chunk of my day. So I come back up, check in, put out a little fires, and then I start my commute home, which is an hour. And I listen to my audiobook, listen to the rest of Stern, text, whatever, get home. Tonight I didn't get home till 7, so I missed dinner, but my husband is awesome and he's a great cook. And so we have a thing, if someone makes dinner, the other one does the dishes. So I got home just in time to do dishes, which was great. And then it's bath time, bedtime, and then podcast time. And then after this, I have some Emmy work to do, and then I have some more selections. I used to be a total night owl and could never close my eyes before like 11:30 or whatever. In the last 2 years, I've really tried to make myself go to bed earlier. I think when I got done impeachment, I really said I got to get better sleep, and I tried that. I mean, but then I get to this part of prepping a show, and I'm just up late every night because once the kids go to bed, I go back to work, to be very honest. I go back to writing emails, scheduling them to go out the next morning. I love a schedule send. And I make selects. I look for things. I source things. I do furniture plans, anything. Anything at night that I can try to get ahead, I'm doing it. So, this part in prep, I would say I probably get to bed around midnight almost every night, maybe a little bit later. So, unfortunately, the boys go to bed around like 8:39. They're like me, night owls. So basically 9:30 to midnight, I am watching TV and working. That's what I do. Or, you know, doing this podcast. And that's my day. And then you start again at maybe 5:50 every morning. That's it. That's a day in a decorator. I hope that wasn't too boring. I hope that was informative. I I hope you didn't get any anxiety listening to that. And there's a lot of laughs during the day, and there's a lot of excitement and a lot of cool things that go on. Like I posted on my Instagram the other day, like seeing I'm back at Paramount and seeing Veep on the wall of the stage as something that's shot here has just been incredible. Like it's just been like, wow, I worked on something that is now like on the stone or something, which probably isn't permanent, but it still is cool that it's up there. So yeah. So gave you a little insight of my day, and that's about it. In this episode, I speak with costume designer Kirston Mann about her latest project, Apple TV's Loot. Kirston discusses the sophisticated wardrobe evolution of her lead character, Molly, played by Maya Rudolph, in the show's second season. Dressing a billionaire character provided her with unique stylistic opportunities and pushes the boundaries of pattern and color. Kirston also shares her lifelong passion for fashion and her approach to crafting characters' wardrobes as dynamic art pieces within each scene. I am very biased of this lady because she is wonderful. She is a wonderful, wonderful person. So kind and gentle and sweet and funny and just a light. She is a bright light in the room at all times. I have had, like I said, the pleasure of working with her on Parks, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Good Place, Moxie, and coming up, Classic Spy. So, just a joy always to work with her. So I hope you enjoy.
That I hear.
Even at the loudest, I don't hear it. So that's great.
Oh, good.
Awesome.
Good. All right.
Do you mind if I ask how you got into being a costume designer?
Not at all.
Because I don't
You
know.
can ask me anything.
I always feel like, we worked together for years and years, and then sometimes you're like, I don't even know how you started. I don't even know you.
Last name?
Yeah. Well, the funniest story is I never put two and two together who your family is, like, for years.
That is so fun. Well, you're not alone. Ted was like, he ran into my sister somewhere, and then she said my sister, and then he was like, what? And he couldn't get over it because
That was me.
I've known him for so many years. He was like, I mean, why? What? Like, we've spent so much time together.
Mhm. So how did you get into this? Was it a passion when you were young? And
So funny because I was always kind of given a budget to buy my school clothes. I didn't even really think about that. But so I've always done clothes on a budget. Um, and I did care about mixing and matching. I've always, tried to work in my closet, but that wasn't the thing. I started out trying to be a set designer. Did you know that?
No.
I went to Parsons to design sets, and then I was working in the art department, and I was looking over the costume department. I was like, what are they doing? They were like all clean and dressed
Clean.
nicely.
The art department was dirty. Down and
I was
dirty.
dirty and sweaty and painting something. And then I made friends with the costume designer, jumped ship, and never looked back.
Took off your dirty clothes and went for some patterns.
Exactly. But what I always say to people when we have to do those talks to kids is every single thing every waitress job I've had, art department job I've had, blah, 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 it all feeds into.
Yes.
I always say there's no wrong move. Like you're going to move laterally. If you learn a skill, that's going to help you no matter what you end up doing. And so going to school for set design help me look at color and on a set. And I think about actors kind of like props. And how they're all going to flow together. And I look at them more like a moving painting than individual, although I want each individual person to feel good about their costume. When I'm thinking about color, I'm thinking about it in more of an production designer sensibility.
Right.
And then waitressing just helps doing everything.
Yeah.
My
Multitask.
advice to everyone is be a waitress.
Yeah. Yes. The
You learn to be
multitasking.
nice and you learn how to multitask. And if you want to get into production, you have to be nice and you have to multitask.
Yes. And you have to have a little bit of talent or gusto to be able to learn.
Yes,
That's like, I always think that's
yes,
the other thing. You have to be able to like tough skin it out and like be resourceful.
completely. And be swamped and keep your cool.
Yeah.
Y- I mean, I don't always keep my cool, but I try very hard to keep my cool.
I have never seen you above a 3.
I'm trying to get it down to a 2.
Okay. I can't even imagine. I've seen you excited and happy. I've shared tears with you over like last episode's finales. Our last show, the scripts were like funny but sad. So, but I've never seen you angry.
Uh, it takes a lot.
Mm.
It takes a lot.
Have you seen me flip out?
No,
Oh,
no, no.
you know,
Not at all.
oh,
What number do you think you get to?
oh, a 10. I'm at a 10 at 6:02. Like I
That is so
no.
funny.
I think I think I've gotten worse as I get older. I have less patience than I used to. And I don't care I don't care as much of like just do it. Just get it done. Like the set's done. Let me in there. Let me dress. Like that's always the
right.
frustration.
But you also, I mean, I think it's when you have little kids, it's your patience. Because it's funny, because when you said as I get older, but as I get older, because my kid is 24 now, it's like he's got his own job and I'm
Right.
not worried about getting to like, let me get in there. I've got to go make dinner and
Yeah.
I've got to shuttle him around and you've got twins. So
Yeah.
that kind of be, yeah, that I would probably be at a 10 there.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think it's just maybe having kids and being like, God, this is so childish. Just get it done. Just tell us what it is. Just give me my budget. Just like
Right, right, right,
you start
right, right.
associating
And
everyone with
I
like childness, and
do.
you're like, what?
You
So,
have kids.
um, I always think like, God, I really picked the wrong line of work because I hate getting up early. But I always you always see, even if I'm like coming into the lot or the location early, wardrobe's already there.
Yeah,
Wardrobe's already got a line of background dressing and like you guys work ridiculous hours. I mean, I don't
yeah.
even
My crew is stellar. I mean, I'm so lucky. And that's after all these years, I have such an amazing crew. Like I that's probably why you never see me above a 3, because everything is like magically happening.
yeah,
And I've worked with the same people for 15 years.
yeah.
I mean, some more, but so it's such a flow. I just did a movie in New York a couple years ago and I met an all new crew, which I love them as well. And it but it's a learning curve of like who does what. Like all of a sudden you see that how seamless it works with my LA people.
I would say I don't think I'm at a 10 with my crew. I think I'm at a 10 in general with like how
Oh
things are
yeah,
going.
production.
I think that's what we're saying too, is like the frustration of things, but not with my crew. As I say with you, like I've been with my crew for such a long time. I love that they keep me calm of like, oh, I know it's going to be okay because I have all of you and you're so great at what you do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the bases are so covered.
So you went to Parsons and then you you took a turn, and then in working, were you working, did you learn to sew? Like, did you take that aspect? Did you go just to
Funny, I did take sewing lessons and I did do, and
construction and all
I
that?
can draw, I
Yeah.
can do things, but I think it's so funny because I always see, people always ask me to take their daughters as interns and they're like, they love clothes. And it's like, oh, there's so much more to the job than
Yeah. Yeah.
having clothes, than sewing clothes, than constructing clothes. And each of us has our strong suit. And I would say that my strong suit is working with the actors trying to find the character.
Right.
So my heart is in the story, and it doesn't mean that I don't love the clothes. I do, but I want to tell the story with the clothes. And it's why I like being a costume designer more than a fashion designer, because it isn't about fashion, it's about how to make a person feel like a character. And that is, I would say, my main skill. And so if you can construct and you can do all those things and you don't have that um, fake degree in psychology where you can kind of work with somebody and try to make them feel land in the character. And so I can do all that, but in the end, there's people that can do all of that better than I can. Monina, for instance,
Mm,
who is our tailor seamstress. There she is incredible and she's
she's
cutting the patterns and I can describe something to her or doodle something on the page and then she redraws it and then I redraw it and then she starts to cut it and we find somebody to throw it on and we just keep growing
growing.
a costume, especially say like Molly's costume, if we're going to circle to Lou
Yeah.
in fashion episode, what I knew I wanted it to be pink and tulle and layered and um Beckett, who's our shopper, studied millinery. And so we kind of like played with making how we wanted to make that hat for her. And so it is a real team effort across the board. And Alexis, I just have to shout out to her holding down the fort.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Alexis and Patrick could probably run the whole show. I mean,
Really, really, they could run the whole show,
yeah.
like the AD department, costume, everything.
Yes, they could. Um, I always think, so glad I learned very early on because I had this perception when I started of like, I really feel like the actor should be a part of sort of certain conversations about the room that they're going to be in and like, do they like this or would their character have that? And I learned early on that not to do that. But but
It's very slippery slope, but
yes, yes, it could
I
go very
have
wrong.
to do right. I have to do that, but
Yeah.
uh, you have so many factors. I mean, I also have those factors in play, but they're more strong for you, like where the camera's going to go and what the director, the vision of the
The whole
director on what kind of, maybe it's the room that he grew up in or
yeah.
whatever, that he wants to see. And then the actor has to make that work. But because they actually have to wear them and people are self-conscious, I think
Yes.
focus is more on them. I do have to care about what the DP thinks about color and strobing and, you know, what angle he wants to hit somebody who's pregnant and not supposed to be pregnant.
Yeah.
And so I'm in that team, but not in the same way you are. I'm really focused on the actor,
It's
especially me. That's my,
yeah, I think it's so much harder because it because they're becoming a character through their wardrobe, but it's still your body. Like it's still like, oh, I wish I didn't have to wear polka dots or like I don't
completely. And then you don't want to stick that, you
yeah.
do want to take those things into consideration. You don't ever want someone to be thinking about their costume when they have to get in front of the camera. You hope that they're feeling so the character that they're not like, I can't believe I have to wear polka dots. Or,
Yeah.
you're hoping that
Yeah.
they are just feeling good across the board. And that that's the goal, and that's not always achievable, but it kind of it can be.
Yeah. With Loot having rich characters and
It's
thinking
a little fun.
it's really fun. I mean, and crossing a lot of normality borders, I think, of like what people are just wearing every day, or like, rich people just can wear what they want, or like be that way. It's such a great character, Maya's character, to dress. I mean, is that from the beginning? Because you were on from the beginning, right? You were in season
Yeah,
one and all. In
yeah,
developing that, do you have any limitations as
none.
none?
Really, that is the beauty of Molly, is because the work to her is just like a fun place to like get dressed up. I mean, as the series goes on, she becomes more serious about what she's doing, but it doesn't, she's actually still not dressing the part as like,
Right. And then,
she's not in suits. She will always have fun with her clothes. And Maya, luckily, is so much fun. She's never the person who's like, I wouldn't wear polka dots. She's like, bring it. She loves to have fun with clothes, and she knows so much about fashion.
are you constructing a lot or designing a lot specifically for her because of the eccentricity of this character? Is it, or do you try to find like higher, like high-end labels? Like, is what is your path there?
It's a combo platter, and there are a lot of high-end labels. We do have a budget on this
Yeah.
for
Of course.
um, we we in season one had to buy 8 Alexander McQueen dresses because she was getting pied. You know,
Wow.
it's a lot, and we make up for it in other ways, but we definitely, for instance, like Maya this season, she and I share this, like, make sure your feet are comfortable. That's my goal with actors. And whenever they want to wear really high heels, I'm like, you don't have to. I mean, we'll be there to change you to slippers, but
Yeah.
the majority of time we see the top half of people, and you want your face to look
Yeah.
not,
Yeah.
you
It's
don't
like
want to be.
rugs. It's like, oh, I love rugs, but a lot of times they take them out because the dolly's tripping over it, or like, oh, it didn't lay right or something, and like the first thing they do is like take out the rug. It's like, okay, as long as you got it in the
Yeah,
wide, you're good.
right, exactly. Wear a pair of shoes in the white. Exactly. So we do find a way to save in some ways, but not that this is a budget talk, but we definitely also aren't afraid to buy high-end things on
Yeah.
that show.
Yeah.
And Maya wears them amazingly.
Yes.
She has so much fun with the clothes.
Yeah.
I mean, if in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna start, hopefully this works because sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. Can you see my screen?
I can.
Yay, it's working. My last interview did not work.
A lot of this we shot almost a year and a half ago because of the strike.
Oh, yeah, I know.
So
Oh,
don't quiz me too hard about who made what, but
oh
I
no,
think
no, I'm not. I'm more interested if like the I feel like there was an evolution
yes,
in season two with her clothing from
yes,
watching.
thank you for noticing.
Yes.
So we started the season, and this was really Maya's idea to that, because we moved her house, we were making her a little bit more chic and Buddhist. She wanted to go on that retreat. Her house is like water going through it and lots of plants. And so the first couple of episodes, we did her all in white, which was really fun. And, so she's sort of going through a monkish phase, but it's Lanvin white,
Right.
it's not just a white tunic,
Right.
but in her mind it is. In Molly, not Maya's, in Molly's mind, all these things that are really beautiful, like some of the simple clothing we had was gorgeous. And I mean, I will probably say that for me, I loved those 2 episodes, but I didn't wanna do the whole season in
Yeah.
white.
Yeah. I mean that
And
the opening scene of her going through her house and being interviewed and this extravagant lifestyle she has and these
yeah,
ridiculous answers
yeah,
she's giving, but this flowing white like Greek goddess gown that you've got her in is so perfect. Of like I'm just flowing. I'm just flowing through
right.
my house.
Yes, that's like her monk's tunic, but
Yeah.
I think it was a Lanvin dress. It was beautiful, and I mean, it's stunning.
Yeah. Oh
If
yeah. She's great.
I was getting married, I'd wanna you'd see me in it.
I I
Um,
mean the one on the right too as like to me like I don't just thinking like like a nice white dress in the summer and she's just
yeah,
effortlessly wearing it just like ah.
right, right. I mean, the whole thing, that was a really fun part, but then I wanted to push back to color because it's such a part of her character, and I to tease apart New York wealth and LA wealth, New York, I feel like they're more influenced by Europe, by Paris. Like it's very chic and monochromatic. And in LA, we're more East, like J- Japanese inspired.
Mm.
That LA people go for more color. It's also sunny
Yeah,
and and
boldness.
cold. And so I really wanted to do that with her in season 1, and then we decided to go more muted in season 2, but then we pushed back right away after she had sex. So I think that's where we kind of I was like, what if
Right.
after Benjamin Bratt,
Yeah, the
um,
color comes out.
the color comes out that she's back, that the monk days are gone.
There but
And everybody, I don't want to take credit for that. I think that was me, but Matt or Alan could have had that idea too. I really think we all love how bright she is.
yeah. And the boldness of some of her outfits, and some of them make no sense whatsoever, but make sense be for her. Like you've done
Yeah,
such a
yeah.
great job of of being able to dress this character and be bold, but it's not absurd. It's you know.
No, well, it can be. I mean, and we don't even mind that it gets a little wacky. I mean, she really gets to dress her mood.
Mm,
She has that leisure where there isn't a voice in her head. Sometimes when I'm leaving the house, I'm like, oh, this is too wacky for this scenario, or I
right.
shouldn't wear, but she doesn't have to think about any of that.
Yeah. I mean, some like this, and a lot of it are dresses, which I think keeps her so feminine. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, and comfortable. I feel like she's comfortable in whatever she's in.
Maya loves comfort. She really does. And she's got a lot to do in this show.
Yeah.
So she better be comfortable. You don't, she she's there more hours than the costume department
Is there
or
even
Asmat.
in season one and season two, there are she has a lot of high neck pieces, which to me is I would think nice for you because it brings the costume up further, like you see more.
Right, right, right.
Is
That isn't necessarily like a choice. That's just the things that we like.
mm,
But we aren't looking for high things, but we're also dressing bodies and just looking for what is flattering. Okay, so the boldness of the black and white or the
yeah.
boldness of the
Well,
the tide.
how either way and either style is like this bold print, but
Yes.
it's not ridiculous, but it's like it seems natural for her.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
she's not afraid.
Yeah.
I mean, unafraid in fashion, and as her character goes on, I mean, I think from the get-go, unafraid, you know?
Yeah.
Husband cheats on you and you go and scream at him in front of the whole party, that takes courage, not to suck it up and, she's courageous.
Yeah, and then goes and works. She could have just
Yeah,
went and spent her money, but she goes and works. It's a great character.
yeah,
Um,
and yeah.
let's see, is this gonna work? Let's see. This I love. This is what I was referring to, the high necks of like
Oh,
it
yeah,
breaks the
this is such
pattern.
a beautiful outfit. You you know, when she lifts her arms, it's got wings, like, the sleeves are really,
Oh,
billow. It's this is, a designer, La Dublege, and we use a lot of their pieces, and mainly because and this might be my fetish, that I love all these they make matching things, and so, for instance, in you've seen the show where she's got, like, boots that match her dress, that match her hat, and that match her
right.
bag, and they make a lot of that stuff, which we love, and everybody on set loves it when she does it.
Yeah.
It's a little page. How it started is, I mean, Maya and I think we're laughing about Madeline Kahn when she matches her car and I think
Oh,
high anxiety.
yes.
And we, I mean, it's so iconic for both of us. And so we laugh about that, like trying to do that whole matching thing. Like that is a ode to Madeline.
Ugh, I love Madeline Kahn. I have a picture later of the headband matching the outfit too. Now this
Yeah.
you referred to earlier. So this you constructed and made, and this I mean the fashion show all around is like I don't know, a nightmare or a dream or a dream to do
Exactly.
for costumes.
It's a combo. The fashion show was so much fun for us. It, I mean, it's such a gift as a costume designer to get a fashion show, and I know shows do them, but it's just to be able to make a fantasy line, and especially with Maya, we had so much fun.
She
This we laughed so hard each time we were trying it on and making it bigger and more outrageous, and um it
ha-
was just a fun project, and everybody I think everybody in this episode, the whole crew, everybody that works in the office looks good, and then so yeah, we had so much fun.
yeah, you had tons of color and layering and
Yes,
yeah,
it was
fur coats and
a blast. When no one in our department wanted to leave, we were all on set. The orange with the green at the
yeah.
I'm so glad you pulled that out. I became obsessed with that and I wanted to wear it around New York bicycling. But then I'm like, I can't buy this. I can't be doing this. I'm not, I can't pull it off.
Is the orange and the green attached, or did you layer that on there?
You can separate it. You could
Mm.
wear it in like two different ways. Uh, and I thought, I'm just gonna wear this all winter. It's gonna be my look.
Yeah, you could own that. You could pull that off. I, s-
Thanks.
I,
I passed. I didn't end up getting it, but I was like, it was in my shopping cart, my personal one, not the shows.
I always think like, God, the costume department every single day has like someone has something unique on. Someone is very stylish. Someone's pushing the envelope or looking classy and nice. And then, like you said before, me and the art department is like dirty. I've got like today I know I'm gonna be on stage. I'm like, I want the most comfortable outfit I can do because I'm gonna be like dirty and Santa's like it's such a like oh I wish wardrobe didn't see how bad I dressed. I'm better. I'm better when I'm not
No,
at work.
you're good. And I think we're all aiming for comfort, but we as a department like to have a little fun.
Oh yeah.
And especially, it's funny, you start to dress similar, or I do. I start to dress similar to my lead. Like in The Good Place, I was thinking constantly about Kristen's character. And so I slowly, I mean, and I think we morphed a bit. And then, I don't know that I could morph into Maya loop, but I'm much more open to wearing like hot pink pants. Like my brain just is in that mode. And so I'm emulating because I'm constantly thinking about them. What would they wear? How would they wear it?
Yeah.
And
Well, you're becoming the
so
character. It's like it does. It's
yeah,
like
I
every
try to
time.
become a character, but I really don't. But I'm just thinking about how they're dressing, and inspires my own personal style for the length of the show.
And don't you think like I even now will be shopping on a different show and think, "Ah, that would have been so good on the Good Place," or
Mm.
"Oh, I wish I had that
Oh,
prop for, you know."
it's so funny because I mean, usually you're shopping out of season for clothes. The show will supposed to be winter and you're in the middle of summer and you can't find the perfect thing.
Yeah.
And then, the show wraps and all the winter stuff comes out and you're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, if only I had that."
Yes.
But Maya and I have a shared photos
Oh, that's nice.
station with each other. And when we're inspired, we send it to each other. So the show is on my mind a lot. And
Well,
so I'm always looking, even when we're not shooting, which we're not shooting right now, but I think about the show. I think, oh, that would be great on Maya if I walk past, I live in New York. So if I walk past a store, I'm I'm looking about how it's constructed, how it would look, how we could remake it,
mm,
you know,
yeah. Always, I mean, it's the same. It's always working. Always,
always
it's
working,
always working.
always everything I look at has, you can channel it back into how you could use it for work.
This is Sophia's character, and being able to dress more, business-like, and but she's so curvy and like the body doesn't stop. But
Oh my God.
that opportunity for
I mean,
dressing
a
her.
very easy person to dress.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure during our first fitting, every single thing that she put on was uh, perfection.
Mm.
Um, yeah. And she's stylish, and we also don't want to make her, it's funny, she looks very stylish. We don't want to make her too, we don't want to spend too much on her. She's too practical. We do want to keep it that she cares more about the job than her clothes or her vanity. And so everything is simple and she repeats a lot. And we were channeling a little AOC with her.
Mm. Oh yeah.
And when there's a powerful woman that's young and progressive.
Yeah.
So,
That's
um, and then it really doesn't hurt. A perfect body doesn't hurt.
I think too, I don't think I have it, but in a lot of the scenes, the contrast between her and Maya's outfit is always fun too. Of like, you came to work in that, you look great, but like, I'm here for business. Like, let's get to
Right.
it.
Yes, yes. I love that contrast.
And then like the other characters, like Ansley,
Ainsley, yeah.
Ainsley, just conveying like her innocence in her wardrobe. I think it's because
She
she's
is
just.
very sweet and very feminine and so fun for me to dress because, you know, a lot of times when you're dressing people, they're past selves of yourself. And
Mm.
I feel very connected to her. Like post college, I worked, for a second in publishing and, those cardigans and short skirts and goofy animal sweaters and all the things, are all things I love and that I have worn in the past. So she is, and she is such a sparkly person in real life.
Mm.
And Matt and Ellen definitely take from real life. Like she in real life loves Disneyland, and I think just recently got married or did something at Disneyland with her wedding. And her character loves Disneyland.
Yeah.
They take part of I love that about these writers that they are weaving in part of who the person is so that there is it just makes the person relax into the character
Yeah.
because like a little part of them that is that.
I think that's really smart of writers to do when you have a show like this. I mean, Maya, she's, I mean, I'm sure pieces of her in there, but that's not really, I don't think that's really her sometimes, being like so aloof or like that. Like, but
No. But the goofy part is Maya is so much fun and goofy and intimate and open. So there's a lot of Maya
mm,
in there, like, and she's incredibly kind and generous. So there is, she's not clueless. So that's
yeah,
the
that's the,
thing part. But there's a lot of Maya in there. She is, es- especially being kind of fun and goofy and silly and hilarious.
yeah. I also always look at, I mean, the shows that you and I have done, they're very much have a great group of characters together, and always seeing how you dress these characters so differently to bring out their personalities, I think is so wonderful. And this little group shot is so like because Maya's standing there. This is the I have a reference coming of that that like headband and like big floral print, and she's
Yeah.
just sushing in the room, and everyone else
Mhm.
is there
In
for
all
work.
outfits, that's right. And they go to the mall in that outfit. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the fun about dressing her is that you get to stick those crazy outfits in so many ordinary places, since she works in this office. But teasing apart people is the most fun
Hmm.
to to know when you're walking through a store that that's Rhonda, that's Ainsley, like to be able to look through a rack of clothes and say who would wear it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Howard and Arthur. I never know whether to call them their names or their character names, but
It's
they everybody is teased apart, and that makes it's just fun to do that.
but it's a
To
lot
make
of work on your part in every single scene to make sure like not everybody's an orange, or like not everybody's wearing jeans that day, or like you're
oh,
constantly thinking
I
of
mean, you're so right. And there's shows where I mean, for parks, I called it plaid alert because there'd be like a lot of people in plaid. And then Brooklyn Nine-Nine, I called it blue alert because, there was a lot of blue. Like, so we are constantly keeping our eyes open for on this show, making sure there's not too much pattern, making sure there's some relief
Mm,
within a lot of pattern.
yeah.
You don't want it to look like yeah, this is fun because
This is
everyone
this is at the
really
fashion
is.
show though. They're like stepped up.
They're stepped up and everyone still is very who
There's
they are.
there's five different characters there. There's
Sweater, tracksuit. And
yeah. There's
Nicholas, so that's a Vivian Westwood. Rest in peace, Vivian. I definitely wanted to use a piece of Vivian Westwood in this season and showcase it. And it went perfectly with the dress.
Mhm.
It says me.
Oh, it does.
There's a lot of hot pink in there. And Joel is aware enough to match her. They go together. He would never clash with her.
Right.
He's a kind of lays out her clothes and he knows that he's going to be I've in the past described him as an accessory and I don't really want to do that
I
anymore, but
really
it's
was
like
just gonna say that. I really was just gonna say like he's the perfect accessory for her, even in
he's
personality.
perfect. Yeah, he's the perfect. I haven't thought of the perfect word, but he's arm candy.
Attaché.
attaché arm candy. He's the arm candy that runs her world, and he does such a great job that he is in her head enough to know to go with what she, the two of them together make
Yeah.
a great team for me.
Well, there's a lot. Here's more of just showing the collective of the cast together and showing how their different personalities just in their clothing that you've brought out. And it's
Yeah.
not like nobody's jumping off the screen. Everyone is really just present in their character, in their wardrobe. It's so fantastic.
Yeah, it is so much fun. This show, just looking at these photos, making me miss everybody. Um, Such a great cast.
It
So
seems
much.
like a fun show. It seems like really fun and like everyone
And
it seems
everyone's into it.
yeah.
I would say Matt Faxon is not really, he's like a surfer and he's playing this nerdy guy, but everyone is so into their characters and they love their characters,
Mm.
so makes it more fun. Nobody's resisting. Like,
Okay.
oh, this was
This
so
this to me when
fun.
they this is
We
a,
all have a crush on
oh
Benjamin.
my God. Episode 4, I think it is, she goes to a like a yoga retreat and everyone's in these are they long like dress tunics? Is it or is
Tunic.
it like
Yeah,
a uh,
everyone's in tunics. It's funny because I think on the outside, you being an insider, like all of that is a lot of work to pull it off, even though it looks so simple. Like it looks like, oh, you just go and buy 20.
no.
You know, it everybody they look so good. And then making what do the people that work there wear? What do the leaders wear?
Yeah.
All of that, you hope that nobody notices, and there's a lot of work that goes into it. And it's like if you do your makeup really well, hopefully nobody notices you're wearing makeup.
Right. Yes. And that is a skill
And if
that
you're
I have
bad,
not achieved.
well, then people can tell you're wearing it. That would be me. There's a reason I'm not a makeup artist.
Yeah, I wish. I also feel like there's a lot of collaboration, I should say, with the production designer Jennifer Degnan and set decorator Allison Korth. I mean, there's a lot in balancing the costumes and the sets too, that they play off of each other.
And hair and makeup. I mean, we
Yeah,
are
and
all
makeup.
such, and as you know from the shows that we've, there's many shows that we've
Many
done together.
shows. Yes.
It it is, we're very lucky that everybody feels like family and no, everybody is really working together. We talk so much about how it's all gonna work together, and
There's,
we're lucky.
but
And Jennifer is a dream, by
yeah,
the way.
Jennifer is fantastic. I do feel lucky just to talk about the shows that we have worked on in the ease of communication there is, I feel, with either writing, producing, other departments. And I know that that has gotten to a relationship because we've done many projects together. But it felt like that even on Parks, like the
Yeah,
first season I was there. There's something about um the atmosphere that I think Mike Schur and Morgan create that is a collaborative thing and it makes it easier to throw out ideas or to say like, hey, we're really gonna have these white walls in there. Is everybody okay with this? Like,
right,
there's the
right.
communication is great and it's that doesn't happen on every show. And so I am always so thankful to get back to a like sure world.
Completely. And so the thing, Loot is an offshoot. It's like a
Yeah.
cousin from the Parks world because Matt and Alan were both, it's Matt Hubbard and Alan Yang were both writers on Parks. And so I feel like from that family, from that group of actors and the group of writers, I've
Yeah.
done so many shows with variations on that group of
Yeah.
people. And they're my best experiences, and it it's like a family tree.
Yeah,
And
it's
so
little
Loot is
branches.
actually part of that family also, because Matt and Alan came
Yeah,
from, and so did I, and we've it's just funny what we hang on to, how we all kind of hang on to each other from the root of Parks.
yeah. It's such a wonderful experience to have had. Oh, I did a
Mm,
close up. The close up too of like
thank you.
how they fit and how like it's the same thing but looks different on everyone. It's very like some people have the tuck waist, like the tied waist in, and some people are a little looser. Some people have
Right,
necklaces on.
right. Um, Maya looks so regal.
Mm, yeah.
I
That
think,
haircut on her is so flattering.
oh,
I love that. But yeah.
yeah, she is a beauty. Wow. Um,
And then you had I
oh my
didn't
gosh.
Benjamin Brett, but then I mean you had
Anna,
Anna Gasteyer.
mm,
I mean, what a character episode this was, and how much fun with the photo shoots and her big mansion with all those eccentric people, and you have
oh gosh.
just
It a little ghost of Christmas past, because Maya had a and I think in our pilot episode, she went wild after her divorce also.
mm,
And it was a quick montage of her being at clubs in Germany, and it was her just being wild, and she was out by a pool, and I think she might have gone in, or somebody went in, and it
right.
and then Anna's going through the
Yeah,
same, and she kind
same
of
thing.
gets to experience it. That's a really beautiful friendship episode. I loved it.
Yeah.
And of course, I'm sure I've said this to you before, but Maya, this is the seventh show I've done with Maya,
Oh wow.
seventh project, including movies and TV. And Anna also I've worked with a ton over the years. And so the SNL ladies are my people. I just have to say,
Mm,
I love them so much. They're in a fitting. They are so much fun, and look at Anna there. She's so hilarious.
she's hilarious in this episode. She's really fantastic. I mean, they play
So
off of each other so perfectly, and it's
yeah, and they had so much fun being together.
mm,
And you can sense it, and it makes the show lighter. It makes going to work fun.
yeah,
You want to be in the room with those two.
yeah. I do. I mean, why not?
Too.
This
And like
guy always looks fantastic. You're just throwing it on him and everything he wears looks great. Is that
I mean, he's very specific. He had specific ideas about his character, and I would say they were right. He got to be artsy and cool and sexy,
well,
and he's that in real life, and he is on the show as well.
I mean, to me, if think of an architect, I think black, white, gray. Like that's that's
Right. Well,
that's so.
he's a hipster
But
art.
he's a
He's a hipster architect.
but you made him definitely cooler. And I love the red outfit of Maya in the background, just popping through this whole location. It's so beautiful.
So beautiful. I have to say, sometimes we get so lucky, like that shot that you're showing me right now. That's a lucky shot, with the stained glass window and that touch of red up above. The whole thing is
Oh, the palette is great.
beautiful palette. Yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about in the beginning. When you think about something as a moving painting,
Yeah.
this particular shot makes it
Who was the
works.
DP on Loot? I forgot to look it up. Did I
Oh
look
my
it up?
gosh, I'm just drawing a blank.
I'll look it
Sorry,
up. I'll look it up. I also love that she never wears the same pajamas twice. I love that. I mean, and
I know she does not repeat. We don't repeat
it,
much. I don't think I can't. Maybe shoes, but
but the pajamas with the ostrich feathers, right? I mean, you can't, you can't.
No,
You can't say
very
no
you
to that. It's just,
can't say no to that. You can't say no to that.
I think I have another screen of all of the pajama looks. I love all the pajama looks. They're
Oh my
just,
gosh, aren't they great?
yes. Where are you getting these pajamas? Or
Well,
why are
these
they not the wrap gifts?
they're all different. I think that top left is Etro. And
Oh,
there's a company called Sleeper that has the fuzzy arms and legs, in addition, the feathers. But yeah, these are all different.
it's funny. About a
And
year.
her pajama game is high, but it
Yes.
would be.
Oh, yeah. I would say about a year or so ago, I made a statement to myself of like, I want nice pajamas. I want nice pajamas. I want sets. I want a night. I don't want to wear like crew t-shirts that I've like been like,
T-shirts and flannel pajama
yeah,
bottoms.
that's
I'm
exactly.
so
And I went
there.
out and I went for it. I bought like 3 or 4 sets. And last night I was in like a Parks and Rec old t-shirt and like some random pajama
You
pants. So
can't help but slip back into.
yeah, it doesn't work. But the comfort level for this of working in your pajamas, I mean, jackpot.
I mean, I have to say these days, the pajama days are really good days for all
Ugh.
because she's
And a
incredibly
glass of
happy.
wine. I'm hoping,
I don't think that's real, but
well, that good would be nice. And that was it. That's what I ended on pajamas because I thought that's
oh, that's a good way. That's perfect ending. Um,
But can't believe how much work sometimes goes into what we all do. But then when I get on set and I see everyone in their costumes and it all sort of comes together is always so
oh,
nice. It's so
I'm
beautiful.
so grateful for my crew. I'll
Yeah.
say that. There's a lot to do in a costume department that nobody sees because we're getting in so many clothes and checking in clothes and keeping cost reports about the clothes and returning some clothes that don't get worn. And it's an endless system, and then the people on set that are, making sure that everybody has their right shoes, right handbags, right this, right that,
Yeah.
it's so much. So it's my crew. They're the
It's
best.
it is and in every department you're only as strong as your crew. But I think sometimes I look at costumes and think I don't know how you guys keep it all organized because I see your trucks and your all the wardrobe in the trucks and all the jewelry and I'm
Oh
like and
my
then I see like
God.
racks as I
Oh,
walk through the office of like go backs
yeah,
or I like when you like tie the sleeves together to like make
right, 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 right. I will
so
just
much
say,
inventory.
say words there, Alexis Jacks.
Mm, she
The
is
brains.
she is she is
She
fantastic.
is, yeah. So,
So what
yeah, very lucky to have such an amazing crew.
well let me ask you this. What would be your dream project like as
Mm.
like dressing
What, like, you mean what
like
decade or?
what decade or like a carrot or like oh I wish I could do a movie about Marilyn Monroe or like
That's such a good question. And believe it or not, I've never been asked that question and I haven't really thought about it. But the first thing that popped into my mind was something in the 60s, like in, or maybe like Warhol Factory,
mm,
like just so many characters coming through and kind of wild
yeah and free,
and free.
right?
Yeah, right. I think that sounds fun. I mean, also like Outlander, if I could dress Jamie only.
Mm. Just one. I'm just coming in to do the one character and then I'm out.
It's all about the kilts. No, I would do. I mean, any kind of period thing seems amazing, and I don't often get the chance because
Yeah, it's
I'm
hard.
a comedy girl mostly.
I always think of Leslie Knope wearing, being professional and everything. But if anyone ever looks closely and you look at her shirts and maybe she has little duckies on them or like little
Yes.
umbrellas and everything. And I always think of you when I see a shirt like that of like, I know you would love that shirt, but I think you really and that character had such an influence of making it your own and making like professional like in the business day like having a little fun with it. Like I just think you've done such a tremendous job with that, and she's such a character that I associate her wardrobe with so much. I think you just did an amazing job with her.
Thank you. I do love to think about what would be fun if, like if you were going to an animal farm, like what would a professional, like what would be a wink to it? On Parks, we met Madeline Albright, and she said, she has that book called Read My Pins,
Mm,
Pins. And she, to different state dinners and to meeting different dignitaries, would wear different pins on her lapel that were telling about what she wanted to achieve.
mm,
So, or maybe she was meeting with the Chinese and she wore a dragon or whatever she did, and I love that little gift she gave me also, because I think about her a lot. Like, we wear things specifically to kind of show what we're trying to achieve for the day.
yeah.
This white button down means I want you to
Yes.
take me
Yeah.
seriously. Um, but yeah, that character was so, I mean, Leslie No, and as you know, Amy is
The best.
the best.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the love of my life,
Oh,
and
you've gone further.
I love her so much. Actually, that whole crew,
Yeah.
Kath
I
and Judy.
I dream of a reunion. I dream of a reunion show. I dream that they do like a movie or something, but they had such a great ending. I doubt that would ever happen.
I- We did that thing during
Yeah,
lock,
during
and
COVID.
yeah, that was fun. And that was fun to kind of organize that. I don't know if you,
Yeah, I think there was like a call to me and then they couldn't do anything, kind of like
like,
getting a
yeah,
chair here or there, and then it was just like, oh, they're just gonna Zoom it.
right,
But yeah,
right. Made bags of clothes for everybody and got them to their houses.
I think Gay made some props. I think Gay made some props and sent them out. And like,
Funny.
but yeah,
But thank you for noticing the little duckies and things like that.
oh yeah.
I don't know how many people notice the tiny little things, but there are a lot of little things that help tell the story for us.
Well,
I mean,
there was that huge
we,
article about Eleanor's sweaters. I
oh
always think
yeah,
of that, the rainbow and the color and
yeah.
how many colors there were and like,
I love that because we do that on purpose, but not everybody catches it.
yeah,
But we're always winking to the story. We're
yeah.
trying to.
I always throw in a Tom Bistro's takeout menu on my sets.
Do you? I love
Always,
that.
always. No,
Oh,
hardly anyone ever sees it, but I don't care. I know it's there.
yeah, you know it's there.
I enjoyed watching Loot, especially knowing that I was gonna talk to you about this and just describe all this color and boldness and such a wonderful project.
Thank you, darling. Thank
Um, I hope we get together again soon.
No, I know. I think we
Classics
will.
Classic
You're,
Spy comes out in November, I think.
do we have to wait? Do we have to wait till November before we start shooting it again?
Oh, I don't know. I hope it's sooner, but I don't know. My guess is
Yeah.
January, but I don't know. I
Oh my God. Fingers crossed. That would be amazing.
So you're in New York and you're just living life and you're bi-coastal and you're just
I'm
and
working on my book.
you're working on your book and you came into town for FYC for Loot. How did that go?
Oh, it was fun.
Yeah.
It was really, I mean, Maya and I just went through her closet and Maya said, I think we might have been annoying, not her, of course, but me, because we're so close. We spent we've known each other for so many years. And so they were like, go through the closet. And we were just making each other laugh. And you know how
Yeah.
when two friends are being funny, it's not really funny for the audience because we have too many inside jokes. We had so much fun.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad that Netflix gave that opportunity to costumes also. I mean, that's awesome. They really I do really think that Netflix cares a lot about creative. I do.
They
I
they
do.
are so nice. They
Yeah.
really are. They treat you like you're gold.
Yeah. I appreciate
They
it. Again.
so I had a minder. I was like, who are you?
You're Kirston Mann. What are you talking about? We know who you are. Thank you so much for doing this and giving me time. And I miss
It
you.
wasn't too bad.
No, not at all. I miss you. Can you tell? Can you tell by her voice? She's a sweetheart, just the sweetest, and she gives such intricate detail in the clothing that sometimes it's so subtle, but it's there. And I think that's what makes such a great costume designer is if you took a costume of Leslie Knope and just put it on a mannequin, you could tell that that's Leslie Knope. You could tell even in Loot, especially with Maya's character, like, oh, that's Molly. That's what great costume designers do, and I just adore her and her talents and her crew. Like we said, like Alexis Jax is so phenomenal, just like her, and keeps everything going. I love working with her too, and her whole department. She always just has like the sweetest people, and like we said, never see each other like at a 10 or like mad or anything. But yeah, it's fantastic. I love working with her, and I think she did a fantastic, phenomenal job on the second season of Loot. So check that out for Emmy contention. That's a good one. Contemporary. That's a good one. So I have done my absolute best to give you interviews of Emmy contenders. I hope you take a listen. If anybody's looking for how hard somebody worked, they can validate it on this podcast with everyone talking about it. But it is a really awesome business to be in, seeing your final product and everything. And so the Emmys is just another place to shine, but I hope that this podcast really makes people's work shine too. So take a look at people's work. I also have the YouTube videos if you want to see any clips, especially this one might help seeing the clips with all of the wardrobe that we're talking about. I thought that would be good. So yeah, so I'll be back maybe midsummer. Have a good beginning of summer. And you have gotten 2, maybe 3 earfuls. I'm not even joking. I know you got an earful. I'm Kim Wannop for Decorating Pages. Take care.